Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a channel update as well as spinner related topic. Yep. Alright, so first off, what happened to figure reviews? You told last time that you're gonna make some more, but they're lacking. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Well, as you can see, this is the reason why. Spinner again. Yep. But you know what? I'm really enjoying spinners, and there's always something new that I come up with or I discover that brings me back to it. And that's just how I am. I'm really passionate on my hobbies. And for those who've talked to me, kind of see that. Some people are actually telling me you're quite imaginative. You're finding things that people haven't, or just discovering things. Yeah. Maybe I should channel that to something else more productive, but it's just how I am. So that said, and I'm still gonna continue spinners. I really enjoy them, and for those who thinks that this is a waste of time, maybe they're right. But also, if they think that figures are better than spinners, it's one of those, really? They're not that different. It's a hobby. You're collecting them. You're spending money on luxury. This is luxury. We don't need this. The same thing goes with figures. So if every time I see people who prioritize figures as opposed to other hobbies out there, that's just ridiculous, Anyways, that's another topic out there. Another thing I want to add that I will still do reviews, figure reviews I meant. And after this particular video that I'm recording right now, or this segment, I am going to review the Beast Box, the Gorilla version, or the Gorilla one. I will do a review on that and maybe revisit the Dio, the T-Rex one. You'll see it on this next video. And I'll try to do more reviews. Just that, another thing I want to share is that my schedule. On a given week, Sunday, Monday are my days off, and every other week I actually go down to Tasu. That's about an hour away drive, and I make it to a point to just have a full day. I'll go there in the afternoon when the store opens, stay there till closing time, and after that I go out and eat dinner with my friends and just hang out. So that's a whole day. By the time I get home, it's around midnight. And that's it. The following day, Monday, I'm off. I do my errands, laundry, buy food, all that good stuff. Just kind of relax and just getting ready for the next work week. Yeah, and during my work week, I work on the afternoon. I have swing shift. Start at 3 and I get home by midnight or around that time. So basically, I have my mornings, which I do certain things, and to spend time to do some of my hobby, which for the most part, that's what I do, which is really bad. I should really be doing other things, but that's my passion. Kind of balance out the hobby and life and work. But yeah, I have some time in the morning, but sometimes just instead of doing reviews, I just want to relax, and spinners is a lot easier, and I've been finding myself that in terms of review, I've reviewed a couple spinners on the past videos or the past reviews I have uploaded. But for those who are following my Instagram, I just do my warp videos, and for me, when I see a really good warped on a particular spinner, that what usually sells me, or I get sold to buying it. And sometimes the design is really unique, and you know what? I'm gonna go get it. It looks awesome. But otherwise, within the community, I've spent probably countless hours on the spinner community, and whenever there's a new design coming up or someone has a really cool thing to share, I kind of pitch in, share my ideas, my thoughts, and I've spoken to a lot of spinner makers out there, and it's just great to put in your input, which they appreciate. And yeah, it's just nice. It's a nice feeling, and you don't really get that much on figure makers out there. I mean, for Bandai, there's like polls and whatnot, but it's very distant. Like my buying purchase of what I buy in terms of Bandai figures doesn't really affect their overall decision of what they're gonna make next. On the other hand, on the spinner community, there are a couple makers that are still making them, and they value the customer feedback. And it's such a small community that, you know, collectively, what you put in there will matter. Yeah, if that makes sense. So, you know, that's part of the aspect. But getting back to this, what we have on the table. I've got myself into flaming, and I've shown a video of doing that, which I believe is this one here. This is the arrow made by Aesthetic Spinners, and I flamed this, and it turned out great. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Basically, I did my, as I call it, the stove flame splatter. And basically, I just washed this using dish soap. I'm supposed to really clean it with acetone or some kind of alcohol to remove the oils. That way it'll be a cleaner look. But I like the oils because it creates like an uneven splatter, which is great. And I think it's going to be more prominent on other ones, or maybe I'll adjust the lighting here. But I like the effect on that. So I just do a quick wash, flame it, and see what happens. And just, you know, there's a technique to it, and that's something that you just have to develop as the more you do it. And knowing when to stop, because sometimes you stop too far, you start you're not getting to the color, or you overshoot, and you see not the hot spot we use on the spinner thing, but an actual hot spot where you went too far. And actually, let me put this here. This is actually the first one I flamed. This is Damascus, which is folded to metal. And that's why you see swirls there. So this is the first one I did, and the first thing I do is sand it, you know, polish it, going with different grits of sandpaper. I think I went with 800, then went with 1000, 1200, then 2000. Then I have those really fine ones like 6000. And I also use the aluminum and mag polish, just getting that smooth surface, and that actually helps out with the oxide formation. You want it to be polished, and you can see the moisture here. It's actually really cold, and you know, my hands are warm. All right, so as you can see here, I've heated the edges here, and I got some blue, some purple here in the middle, and some blue here also. And on this, basically the color spectrum of stainless steel, and most of these are stainless steel, you're gonna start with tan, kind of like brass color, or I think they call it straw, the straw color, like a haystack kind of deal. And after that one, it's gonna turn into tan, like brown, kind of like this. It's kind of like in between phase. Then it will turn into a purple, which you can kind of see here. And after that, you're gonna get blue. Now sometimes the temperature, it's so short that jumping from purple to blue is actually quite quick. Then after that, it's gonna go back to the kind of like the raw finish, or just plain stainless steel. Although this, well, the Damascus is steel, it's not stainless steel. Yeah. But anyways, it goes back to silver color, and I don't want that. I want the purple blue, or purple tan. That's what I normally go for. So you can kind of see the variations here. Yep. And I actually reflamed this one, and might think of doing it again, but you know, for now, just gonna keep it like this. Kind of give a bit of a reminder, don't go over. Otherwise, just go back to that color. Then I think this is the second one. Now it's kind of hard to see, and actually most of the ones I flame on this side looks like they're tan or brown, which they kind of are. But I've posted some picture, and actually let me see if I can get some color in, and it actually works well with lower lighting. All right, so here we go. I've yeah, changed my lighting here, so the brightness is a little darker, and you can kind of see the little splatter here. You got tan, blue, and I've actually flamed the caps separately, and likewise you see, you know, the variations color. You see the gold there, the purple and blue, and this one is just tan. And sometimes when I heat it up, I usually just let the bottom get hot, and that's where I get the blues. And the top part, it just, you know, tan. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get all that color unless I've heated in a certain way or catch it, you know, just right. So let me just go over them. I got this arrow. Also we got here, I think this is the third one I did. This is the Valkyrie by Alphabot. Now I did put this on the tumbler and get that stone wash, and that's why you can see that circle there. I didn't really properly polish that, but that kind of gave me a nice grip on this guy here. I realize you can't really see when I spin that, but it is quite interesting. You get the blue, and that's another thing I've noticed when you're flaming stuff. The crevices, they get hotter. The center of the metal gets, or this, yeah, the center near the body or near the center or the crevices, they get hotter, and that's more of the blue. Anything that's sticking out, it's a lot less, purple to tan. So yeah, and that's amazing. I like that, how that turned out. It's kind of like a midnight sky underneath, but yeah, for the most part it is quite that tan color. Next up, let's go, what do we have here? This one. So this is the Zen 3 Nano by Fidget HQ. This one is a bit interesting. Get more of the tan color here on the caps. I got a bit of that streak there, bluish white. So that got a little too hot there. But I got a little bit of shade of blue, or I mean purple here. But mostly it's a tan color. Again, this is stainless steel. Another thing I flamed, let's see here. This one. Now this one is quite interesting. This is Fishbone by Minipoc. This one I also tumbled. Kind of see the little streak marks there. The thing is with my tumbler, it doesn't really give it a good fine finish like you see on other spinners out there when they say it's tumbled, because I'm using ceramic tiles and that kind of gives it like smudges, which is kind of like a stone wash in a way. But yeah, this one is actually quite interesting because I have tan here on the top and purple on the bottom, and again the crevices gets a lot hotter. So a very interesting outcome on this one, and I really like it. And even the caps here, you got that blue, yep, and a little bit there. So this one turned out quite great, and I'm really happy. Because before I had a little issue with the Minipoc. Just the finish on it when it arrived to me was, it could be better. There's like, you know, brush marks that are not even, and yeah, and the bonds were really smooth, hence why I tumbled the whole thing. But yeah, now it looks great. I like it. What else we got here? This one here. This one is the Quasar 514 by Fidget HQ again. And this one, I actually reflamed this. I redid it. The first time, I got a little too hot. There's a lot of holes here. It's a thinner material and definitely gets hotter quickly. But there was like a big chunk here, like a hot spot. And the thing is, for some weird reason, whenever I repolish something and reflame it, it's more than often it doesn't turn out quite well. But this one turned out great. I get the tan color back. I was hoping for more blue, but it also depends on the quality of stainless steel. Some stainless steel tan, that's it, purple. If you go too far, it doesn't look good. yeah, the band from turning to purple and blue is just really small that I always overshoot it. Yeah, and it depends on the quality of stainless steel sometimes. So I'm not sure how this is, but I mean, if I was able to reflame it, so I'm guessing if you're able to reflame it, the stainless steel quality is good, or the grading of stainless steel. But sometimes, even how much I reflame it, it just stuck like that. So that's the Quasar, which actually, let me grab that. Okay, I have it here. Next up, I have this one. This is Trinster by 2R Designs, and this one turned out actually quite well. And as you can see here, I have some blues here on the edges, some tans. Actually, they were gold, but over time the gold becomes tan. And that's another thing when you're flaming things, they continue to, the heat stays there. So sometimes you're gonna overshoot. So whether you want to quench it right away, it's really up to you. But I think this one I let it air cool for a bit. But yeah, and this one was really hot. You can see on that one. But this is what I'm looking for, the little speckle there. And this was also tumbled. So you got the little, which I want. I want that splatter look. Oh, really nice. What else we got here? This is the button by Muntz Studio. It's stainless steel dragon right there. And I like how there's like streaks of blue and purple on the sides. There we go. So yeah, another thing that I flamed, which turned out quite well. Good. Let's see what else. Here we go. We got the Wusa here. Now this is actually quite interesting. I think I have it like this onto the stove. So I keep heating the bottom. I get more blues there. A little bit of purple, but here the heat was from the center and it's starting to go to the edges. So I kind of stop once I start to see a little bit of blue, and the blue kind of go a little bit, and I got this really nifty effect. I got some gold or tan at the edges before the blue catches on, and that's really cool. And I got more purple here, or blue, on the bottom side. Yeah, so this is the Namaste fletching by Wusa. Namaste is the design, the 3-arm. Fletching is this arrow, what do you call that? The chevron design. Really nice. And I actually bought a couple more Wusa spinners and thinking of flaming them. See how that turned out. Yeah, they're great spinners. I actually like them. Alright, next up is this one. This is the Production Cube by the One Stop Fidget. This one, at first I didn't like how it turned out, and as you can see, yeah. And it's another thing that I tumbled. So this one I tumbled. Like this one's here I didn't. So it's a lot smoother how it turned out. What else I didn't tumble? Yeah, this one I didn't tumble. So you got more smudges, but this one didn't get much purple. It stayed on that tan goldish color. A little bit, some in the middle here and there. So I was a bit disappointed at first, but I just kind of play with it, you know, let it sit. Then I'm starting to like it. It's kind of unique having this pattern here. Yeah. So this is the polished version that I tumbled and then flamed. I have not flamed bead blasted one. I'm kind of tempted to. I would assume it will change color still. Just that it's going to be a little different. So maybe I'll try that next. Another one here that I flamed. This is, I forgot what it's called, but it's from the Smart Gadget. It's a bottle opener. It's like, maybe it's a Pac-Man or something. It looks like a Pac-Man. This one I kind of failed. I've redone this. It just turned out like this. The tan color, I was going for blue. It didn't get to that point. So I got a nice light tan on top. And at the edges, I just sanded that down. So I got a little bit of two-tone there. Yeah, nifty little spinner. And it does open up bottles. So there's that. Another thing that I got recently is the Crystallis by Spinner VN. And I just did a review on this one. So I flamed it, hoping to get blues. And see that, the hot spot right there. Kind of looks like that Watchman. Mr. Game & Watch. Has a big nose. So, yeah, I was thinking, not Watchman, but Game & Watch. So, yeah, I got a bit of blues on the caps. Again, I flamed the caps differently, but that's the most I can get on this one is tan. A bit of purple under the edges or corners there, but I can never get it to blue. And I'm just gonna leave it like here. I mean, I could polish this to look like the raw stainless steel again, but we'll see. It does look like an aged copper in some ways, so there you go. I got a copper that it's not gonna irritate me as much. I do have a slight irritation with I think copper or brass with the patina. So, but I think I can handle it. I mean, I do have brass spinners, just that kind of like this one. So this one, you get the brass body. This is the Invader Drone by MPF Designs. Really nice triangular shaped spinner, very easy to flick. This reminds me of the Post Blade Cocoon. And those names, if you are in the spinner community, you know what they are. For others, yeah, it just rolls in your head like, what is he talking about? This one turned out quite well, and I'm just talking about the caps here. This one kind of gives you that copper look, that metallic orange, which I really like. And in the crevices there, I got a mixture of the blue, purple, and white. So the inside part got a little hot. But that is cool. It looks like a gas stove, actually, with the circles there. So I get a little bit variations there. But this is probably one of my favorite flamed stainless steel I got. So really nice on that one. And lastly, I want to talk about is this one here. I did this today, failed multiple times. So this is a TVJ's Par Ant. When I got this, it was flamed already. I got some blues and yellows. I like it, but I was thinking maybe I can reflame it and get a better shade of blue. Or maybe get my splatter color, which, you know, I like this. Tan, gold or purple, and some blues. I like that particular color. Or even better yet, for some weird reason, this, the bearing removal tool, I got this splatter here. I don't know how I got that, but it looks amazing, and I cannot replicate this. I don't know how. So, on this one, what I did differently is, you know, I cleaned it up, polished it, and I actually start hammering it. Kind of give that little bit of texture on the edges. Right there, and I think it's more prominent here. Now, for those curious how I did that, I have a small hammer, and I use a biter clip here. Yes, a biter clip. So basically, I put it on top, and hammered this top part here, and I kind of created the indentations on the edges. Because I have one of those kind of like what do you call those? Just like I wouldn't use a screwdriver, but I forgot the term for it. But that's what you use to remove a hinge by hitting it with a hammer. The name eludes me right now, but I have those at work. I brought my set at work, and I didn't have it at home, so I was looking for other things, and you know, this works. I got that nifty kind of like scratch marks at the end. Yeah, it's a Par Ant, although this resembles the Stealth DOS. Was it a spider? Anyways, getting back to this, I flamed it, and the stainless steel just, it cannot change color. I mean, the oxide on it was really thin. And if you look closely, it's kind of has like a shade of blue there, really light blue. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Then the caps here, I got some tan, I got some blues on the edges there. That's it. That's as far as I can get with this one. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think I've already exhausted. I've reflamed this 3 times already. That's it. Other than that, last thing I want to share is this one. For the ones I've flamed. I'm just still gonna go over the other ones out there. This one is by Premium Spinners. This is the loophole. Notice something different? I actually mark what they are. So this is stainless steel T5 honeycomb with the micro knurls. I've actually put this on top of the stove, the top part of the tin. Not a good idea. I guess you cannot flame tin. It creates fumes. Not good. I had to air out my kitchen. Just, yeah. Do not do it. Unless you have a stove outside. But still, you're going to create some toxic fumes. And from what I've looked up online, basically, tin cans are same as, or not, just actually steel inside. And it has a cover or layer of tin. And when I flamed this, yeah, that tin got burned off. I mean, he has a nice coffee charcoal, or not charcoal, it's like a coffee chocolate look on it, which is nice. And after you air it out, I mean, I don't smell it. But still, not a good idea because that might be toxic. And I just risked myself getting suffocated or whatnot. But anyways, I mean, I already did it. But I also flamed this one. This is the T5 honeycomb. And if you're into ring spinner, you probably come across the loophole, which is quite popular. So this one, I flamed the buttons. Got some blues, which is nice. On the other side, I got some tan. And this one is stainless steel that Alex, the creator of this, laser the edges. Laser the top. The edges here doesn't have that though. So just only the top and bottom. And yeah, it turned out great. And I figured, you know what? Why don't I flame it? I just want to try it. And this is how it turned out. Quite great. I got a little bit of a tan color on the side there, but mostly blue. I like it. Another thing I've noticed that when you flame lasered, I think they were in that gray color. Some of them kind of burns out. So it's something to note, but you know, the outcome still looks great. I like it. Yeah. So yeah, there's the loophole. T5 honeycomb with micro knurls. It's actually kind of cool when you see that. It kind of, when the light hits it, it's a really cool color. Yeah. So anyways, let me put this back here. The right color. There we go. I like that. So those are the ones that I flamed. Now let's take a look at the ones that other people flamed. Alright, so this is the first one. This is the Triad. And Aaron, who's helping out Adrian. Adrian is the creator. But Aaron's the one here in the US. It helps out with the distribution and shipping out the stuff, especially for the people here. He did this one. This is the first flame Triad that he did out there. Now this one is quite interesting because that particular shade, the tan color, is actually a bit more like coffee colored out in the sun. I cannot emulate that. It's kind of hard. And he's using a torch. And it's going to be a little different from what I have. But I think the closest I got to that is with this. This particular kind of like coffee chocolate color. But it's still a little different. And in certain light, you can kind of see the bluish and purple. Yeah, it's a weird color. But I like it. And this is one of the few kind of like coffee colored spinner I have. But it's stainless steel. Yeah, it looks like aged copper. So other than this, he also made this one here. This is Turbulence. He did the same kind of flame job on this. Although it was more bluish at the ends at first. But there's just something that on his when he flamed my stuff. Because when I put this on my kind of like my Pelican case, there's some kind of weird reaction. I'm not sure if maybe it's just more humid in my area, but it reacted on the oxide and it kind of tarnished the coat. And what I did is just put some Windex on it. Windex usually kind of helps clear out some of or kind of help clean the oxide in a way without damaging it. But yeah, and even the caps here, and you can kind of see a little bit of marks there that kind of peeled off. Yeah. Like there's just some weird thing going on, and that's just kind of beyond of what I can do. But then again, it kind of gives this again age look on it. It's kind of like tan. Yeah, and this is all stainless steel. If I polish this, you get that stainless steel back. But I kind of just leave it there. It's something unique. Aaron actually did another flame job with Invictus. I don't have that with me, but maybe I'll do a review on Invictus and maybe kind of showcase that, which I cannot wait to receive that because it's a little different. He did a different method on flaming that, and hopefully it's not going to tarnish like what happened to this first two that he did. Moving on, let's talk about Ultra Spinners. So this is the first flamed one that I got from them. And I actually requested to have different laser etchings on both sides. I got the web on one, and I got the paisley. And along with that, I've actually bought two caps. One that is paisley, the other one is webbed. And I kind of have like two spinners on one. Very different. Really nice. Now on this one, from afar again, it's gonna look like the ones I flamed, where it's gonna be tan colored. But when you shine light on it, you're gonna get the variation of purple and blue, which is really cool. Even on the sides here, I like that. Very nice. Otherwise, they also have this. This is their micro. You got the nice blue there. And I believe that one is also, this might be the stage one where you just heat it up to look like it's brass. I've also got some here. This is their, kind of like a hammered finish. I forgot what they call this one. And this one too. This is the 18, I think this is the 23, the bigger ones. And they look cool. I got it all blue, or more of a blurple on this one, a bit of purple. Really nice. Otherwise, I met someone, well, he posted them on the marketplace, and to my surprise, nobody really picked it up. It was just weird, because it was a really nice paint, or not paint, a flame job, and I was wondering, what happened. So, I saw Casey list this, and I went in and grabbed it. This is my first stainless steel iFidget. The brass that I have, actually, right here. And this is a bit unbalanced. It kind of has a little wobble there. It's not balanced. But, I'm starting to like it. And this one, I've put some Damascus buttons. And this one is from Muntz Studio. And this one I've actually flamed. But in the process, I've removed the etching, because I was polishing it too. So you can hardly see the lines. You're supposed to see the lines there. So I don't know what happened to it. So, and it turned blue. I got the light blue. I maybe I've heated it for too long, but I got light blue. I put a coat of clear floor polish on this one just to protect it. And there it is. Actually, turned out great. Got the nice blue and brass. Getting back to this. So on the iFidget, I think before, or I'm not sure if it still is now, when you buy an iFidget for stainless steel, you're gonna get aluminum caps, and obviously you cannot flame aluminum, it just melts. So this is actually another Actually, one of the earlier flame buttons that I did. I started with buttons before going with the body. And this one actually turned out pretty well. So the caps, I flamed myself. The body, Casey did. Yeah, I don't know what I did here. Maybe I would just have my finger oils in there. That's why it's a little bit more lighter. Yeah, I'm not sure how that turned out, but I like it. And it matches on this iFidget. So for Casey, he used torch as well, and he has a bit more control because on this one he heated this edge here as well here. That way when it spins, you will have that corner there blue. Well, the one on the right will be orange or tan. So really nice work on that. And he actually made another one, which is the Tri-Fidget, with the same kind of like design, blue with a bit of orange, and you can kind of see a little bit of purple there, the transition, and I like it. You know, this is really nice. He also, I actually asked him. I bought the Tri-Fidget, but he didn't flame the caps. I told him, and give it a try, because he thought that was aluminum too, but I double checked. The Tri-Fidget's stainless steel comes with titanium caps, and this is probably one of his first try with titanium, which got a little too hot. So it's actually on this low lighting, it works out, but when you look from it with more light, you're not gonna see much of that. It's just gonna be like really faint blue, but it works out here. All right, and I actually got him commissioned to flame a Geometrics for me. I really like the Geometrics, and I've been trying to bug Jog, the designer creator of this, to make more, but he's trying to think of other designs or kind of improve it, but it's gonna be hard to make something that's really awesome already. So if there's no new Geometrics, what do? You get some plain ones. So I asked him to make this for me, and it turned out really great, and this is what I wanted. And this is something I'm not sure if I can. It's really hard using a stove because you got a circular flame and basically have heat at the edges. Yeah. So on this one, he heated up the edges here and let the heat travel to the center. That's why you got that tan here and more of the blue at the edges. And this turned out great. And even the caps, he's able to just heat one side. That is amazing. So I'm really happy for this. This is probably one of my favorite pieces that he did. And on that note, he offered me, would you want to have a loophole? Well, yes, because he made this one. This is great. On this one, he'd have the whole thing, get that tan color, and then he put more heat on those three edges. This is a T6 knurl free, and got that yellow and blue. Really nice. And he did a contrast also with the caps. Blue on one side, yellow here. So really cool. I like how he did this. And that's kind of like something that Casey does. Blue and yellow. That contrast right there. So yeah, I really like his work. Quite nice. So anyways, that's Casey's work. Lastly, I want to talk about Nick from Full Throttle Originals. He's the creator of the Asylum, which is gaining quite a popularity, and it's kind of hard to get into the drops now because of that. So this is not stainless steel. This is actually titanium, and he only flames titanium. I was asking him, can you do stainless steel? Because you can literally flame stainless steel. The problem with stainless steel though is it's not as a stronger bond as titanium, and it's maybe a little harder to work with. But this is more of the purple. And again, when you request something, it's just on the range. Like, I want something blue, he will try to get it there, but you might get some purple, which is fine. So this is the Asylum with stainless steel caps. Really nice. That nice blue spinner. He also did another one here, which is the smoothie. This is all blue. Also titanium spiral caps. Really nice. Actually, getting back to this, I was requesting for, I think, gold and tan. Or sorry, gold and purple. But he kind of overshot it and got blue instead, which is totally fine with me. I like blue. Now I requested that again with this one. This is the Sanitarium Mini. And I was requesting for purple and gold, but I got a blurple, which is fine. Again, it's really hard to get that certain color. I mean, here I got a little bit more tan. But yeah, this is really nice. I got a purple spinner. Kind of reminds me of my Wusa here. Although this is not purple. I've yet to make a really nice purple one. But yeah, I think I went over the flame spinners I have. And it just adds another, you know, another layer or another thing or another fun thing to do with spinners. Getting different variations. And again, like one of my favorites here, like this one, getting that color. It's kind of hard to do with different variations here. Anyways, you know, thanks for listening in. I know this is quite a long video, and some of you are probably, yeah, getting tired, but I just want to share another cool thing about spinner flame treating them. You get a lot of awesome color effects. And that's about it. If you got questions about spinners, I probably have answers, because I have been on it for quite some time now. But yeah, quite nice. Anyways, that's about it for my review. Hope you guys like it. If you got questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.